If you're creating marketing graphics for your business, you may want to cut an object or a person out of a photo and use it on a different marketing graphic. Let me show you how to do this inside of Photoshop, even if you're brand new to the platform. So the first thing you're going to do is open up your Photoshop and you're going to drag and drop your photo into the Photoshop platform. Now you are going to go up to the top toolbar, which you cannot see in this live stream because of the way that it is screen sharing, but you are going to go from Photoshop over to the Select tab. And in the drop down, you are going to click Select Subject. This is an incredibly easy way for it to analyze your image and then pick out the subject. It is going to have these marching ants, as we call them, surrounding your lead person inside of this image. And it may accidentally pick up some other things too, or may not be a super refined line, which is why we may need to do a little bit of work on it. So going over to the toolbar on the left-hand side of your screen, you're going to pick your lasso tool. And if you hold the Shift button down, it will add something to those marching ants. And when you cut it out, it will be with it on your image. And if you do not like a selection, you can click Command Z to just undo that. Now, if you want to take away from an area, let's say we're looking at the bottom left-hand corner where it has cut out between my arm and my waist, but not all the way. We're going to hold that Option button down, and we are just going to refine that line just a little bit. You can see how that is just taking that away to mean it's going to be next to my body and it's going to make sure that we are doing this properly. Take a look at my hand that is pointing. We can see that my fingers are not all the way together and there's a section that it missed. So I'm going to zoom in on this and then I'm going to be able to move that right on over so that I can hold the Option key down. Now Mac keyboard shortcuts and PC are a little bit different, so look it up if you need to. I'm on a Mac. But we're just holding that Option button down and it's going to remove that area as well. Now, by zooming in, I typically go to around 200%, but whatever works best for you. You can see where it picks up some of the background elements as well that you may want to refine. I do recommend looking across the entire body to make sure it hasn't had any weird sections that it's picked up that you do not want. And I do recommend that you are looking closely at hair. It is fairly good at connecting some of those flyaway pieces without doing all of them. You can see it kind of picked up one of the leaves in the background as well, so you may want to refine that just a little bit. Now, if you do not want to refine it here while it's got the marching ants going around it, you just kind of want to see what it picks up, you are then going to go back out to your full image and we are going to put a layer mask on it. So down in the bottom right-hand corner, which is something that I am currently blocking, so let me just bring this up on solo real quick. You are going to see down at your control panel, there is the masking layer. It kind of looks like a little rectangle with a circle in it, and you're just going to pop that right on over it. This is going to then include anything that you have inside of those marching ants that you've selected, and it's going to remove anything that is outside of those boundaries. So now we can see that I have very clearly cut this out, but it is definitely not a refined edge. Now we need to work on our layer mask. So as we have that layer mask on, over on the image, you are going to go in and you're going to grab your brush. So you can either work with a soft round brush or a hard round brush to refine this edge. If you're doing soft round brush, you are going to be on a very small size so that you have that more refined line. I typically like to work with a hard round brush. Now, if it's not in your control panel on the right side of your screen, you are going to go up to Window and you're just going to go down to Brushes where it will add in your brushes panel. You're just going to go into your general brushes and you can choose the hard round or the soft round brush. If you are on a white setting, so you're looking at the bottom left-hand corner where it's got the white and it's got the black, and you can switch them. White is to paint on, and black is to paint off. So we're just going to switch. And on a Mac, you can toggle that X key, and that will just switch those colors for you. We're then just going to go in, and we're going to zoom in just a little bit. We do want to work with a smaller brush in most cases, and you're going to be able to then refine right around the hairline. You can kind of see how we may need to get in there and be very clear about it, but it also depends on your marketing graphic. You may not need to get super clear on some of these, but if you do have a lot of flyaways, you may want to clean that up just a tiny bit. If you got straighter hair, this might actually be much easier for you and much more refined in the initial process anyway. But if you are going to go in and you're going to refine this, you may want to zoom in anywhere between 90 and 200%. Depending on the size of your image, you may actually need to go much larger. This is from an actual camera, and meaning the file size is going to be a little bit bigger than something on your cell phone. And so those sizes will be a little bit different when it comes to creating your content. So as you are doing this, you want to make sure that you are taking the time and effort to really refine those edges, particularly around arms, around hairlines, around your waistline, and then you can go in and clean up from there. Once you have this image, you have the ability to save it. You can do any local edits you want if you're going to adjust coloring or retouch in any way, shape, or form. And then you can drag it right on over to the content that you are working on, or build your content right under it in a new layer. Follow along for more tips and tricks on how you can be using Photoshop to level up your content creation as a brand and as a business online in an easy way. Even if you don't understand how to use Photoshop, we're breaking that learning curve for you to make it a little bit easier so you can level up your content creation. Questions, comments, or things that you want to learn about how to edit your photos in Photoshop, in Canva, or in any of the other platforms, drop those down below, and we'll see you in an upcoming episode because we're dropping daily videos to help you navigate social media, create more content, make more profit, but spend less time doing it.